All right. Is everything working? Looks like it is. Maybe the music can be a little bit lower. Let's do that. Right there. It's a good balance for me and you. I got a little bit of background noise. You got a little bit of background noise. It's nice to see everyone. Nice to see the classics. I got to share the post on one last Instagram page. And then we're ready to go. And I'll give you the whole intro spiel, because I'm excited for tonight. It's about to be real sick. Hold on. The best part, the most boring part about doing these live streams is that I gotta sit here and I've got 2 Instagram pages, right? So I've got to share the post to each of them. If you've been following me for a while doing my live stream content, you'll notice that this is what I whine about every single time. It's the only tedious part of the live streaming process. Well, hey, that's exaggerating too, but bop, dropped. Because I don't think it's necessary for everyone to do their business stuff, just since I have so many eclectic passions in my life, since I was a photographer and videographer primarily previously, and I do this content creation as well, right? So I thought it would be very apt, and I'm still very content with the decision to have a separate Instagram page for the reselling, right? So the channel you're watching this under, supporting Acorn Auctions Hamilton, is NarleyMedia, which is my pseudonym, my online moniker, as it were. When I was in college, actually, before I finished getting my first degree, I started my own media company because, as always, me here, I was like, why do I need to wait for this piece of paper to do what I want? So I went and got a grant and started my own company. And it's actually named in honor of, like, there was 2 other companies previously named Gnarly, and it was in honor of me. Flattering. First name, last name, Bailey Nargang, NarleyMedia, right? So my father named a couple of his companies Gnarly whatever, Gnarly Golf, Gnarly this. So I hopped on the trend, because then forever in memoriam, then I got a little reminder of the family baked into the whole hustle that I do, right? So I took that, I ran with it, and it turned out to be like an excellent internet pseudonym. As I started streaming, then all the homies I met streaming started calling me that. But I digress. We are here, we are ready, I am stoked, I'm very excited. We got an exciting stream today. We're gonna do the actual intro here. We'll do the little YouTube ditty, okay? Alright, so internets. Welcome to the sleepiest host you're gonna have all night. the sleepier mans of the evening, ready here to announce your auction. I actually set 3 alarms, right? I set 2 on my phone, and the third one, I had my roommate come knock on my door. And that was intentional. But basically, you know, I'm really about that life. So I'm setting up my own auction. I run an auction house with my boy Patty of Patty's Pop-Ups. That is Paddy. And we will be hosting our own auction close next week. So I do these live reaction streams, ideally for more people in the future, but I do them for my own auctions that I close on the Max Sold platform. But what you're here for tonight, what you're about to enjoy, is the auction closes I do alongside Acorn Auctions Hamilton, who have their own hybrid software, and they do an excellent job at curating premium selections. Right now, this is like the keynote, the top tier premium stuff that they have, hence why it's like got premium in the title, you know what I mean? They've literally, the amber, this is gonna be my meme for the night. They got dinosaurs in the auction, bro. They got you want to buy some prehistoric critters? This is, hey, let me not put never on that, but I haven't sold any prehistoric critters, so that's something to be mad proud of. And congrats to Acorn Auctions Hamilton. They're a lovely duo, and I want to remind everyone that they do ship throughout North America. So if you're enjoying what you're seeing, whether you're watching this in the future or you're currently participating in the auction, if you enjoy the type of selection that Acorn Auctions does offer you, you are able to receive these packages whether or not you're local to Ontario, Canada. So keep that in mind, all right? Spiel done for future editing. When I can afford to pay a video editor, all of these, bro. We're getting a lot of YouTube videos once I can afford. Once this YouTube channel is monetized, which then leads me back into my next little promo plug. Because I am halfway, just past halfway. I'm almost at 600 subscribers on YouTube now, and I appreciate every one of you for participating. I'm hacking the system a little bit because one of the creative outlets that I use to be able to farm some views is I like to convert lost media. I have a literal pile of VHS tapes beside me, and what I do is I live stream usually once a week. Last week was a little hectic, but usually once a week I'll live stream and I'll convert a bunch of VHS and DVD tapes and I upload them to the YouTube channel. So if you subscribe, that's what you're seeing. Those are the little artistic pieces that, like, they help with the views. I'm not gonna lie, but it also like feeds my creative soul. I've got my own little artistic task. You know, I was never good with the pen. I was never good with the brush. So I'm preserving media. I was also a history nerd my whole life, so it tickles my fancy a little bit, right? Cap. Nonetheless, what we're here to do today is enjoy the selection that they have, and you can find more of this content if you subscribe on a regular basis. And the closer you get me to monetization, which is 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, the more of this you get on a consistent basis, because I'm scratching them pennies together right now, dog. All right. Acorn Auctions Hamilton says that amber piece is a really rare, and they had to actually speak to a gemologist / paleontologist at the Museum of Natural History. That is also in the future, if there's something like that, let me know, because my family is from Drumheller, Alberta, the town of the dinosaurs. I might be able to get a little bit of verification from the Royal Tyrrell Paleontology Museum. That is very awesome, very fun. And anyone who's been tuning in for a while now on these reaction streams, you'll notice again, I do them standing now. When I'm doing this hosting, I find it keeps me engaged. I got more energy. I organically, like, if I'm talking to someone, I'm not the one to stand still. So I've really enjoyed this setup much more than the sitting in a chair. I find myself like wiggling a little too much uncomfortably. If I'm actively moving around rather than just in a chair wiggling, I feel like it's better for the camera. But hey, I'm talking about myself too much. What we're doing now, you would have seen switch screens, right? Switch screens so that you can see your favorite part. Got one window I got to double check here. So first, let's go. I want to show that amber piece. So we're going to go straight to the amber piece. We're going to look at some of the other stuff. But as always, you got the registration link in the pinned post on all the chats on YouTube, on Twitch, on Kick. So if you want to jump in, it's available. And again, it's shipping throughout North America. But as always, when I start the review of these items, I like to watch the most bid, not necessarily the highest value item, because I think that is the most beneficial to market research. How much desire does a product have based on the competition people are willing to place upon it is more intriguing to me than just a whale coming in willing to drop $1,000 on it. Now, bless to all that people care about. The more important part for Acorn, so you want to get a little bucks in their pockets, right? So as always, when we start this off, I like to run through from the most bid down. I take a break at about 7:30, 7:40. We come back 10 minutes before the close, and that's usually that break is just so I can refill my water, take a quick breather, because working with high bid I put on my full auctioneer voice. I gotta move a mile a minute, all right? So I hope you are ready to get excited alongside me. This is the amber sphere that we were talking about. Lot number 52. It is a 3.2 pound preserved specimens. I am glad I was doing some proofreading for Acorn Auctions Hamilton this time, and I really thought it was more important to switch that. Before, it was an amber sphere with inclusions that they had. And that's not a call out on them. I just was like, I think you need to A, highlight the specimens more because this is fantastic. B, I've been really trying to learn more about gems and watches and some more of the high-end stuff in my spare time because I'm live streaming on YouTube. I think it's obvious that I'm a bit more of a digital media specialist. So I'm trying to learn these luxury items a little better, and I found out that the term inclusions typically only refers to the bubbles and interior flaws that you find on a gemstone, which is actually typically a good thing. You can find inclusions on lab-made gems, but you're looking for inclusions that are too perfect. Like if it looks like a gas bubble, then it's typically a lab-made stone. But if you find an inclusion that's like a gas bubble, but it's like really thin or oddly shaped, then that's something that would organically happen. So in some cases, inclusions are a good thing, and then other cases when you're getting a validity check on the gemstone that you're getting authenticated, it's a bad thing if it's just a perfect bubble. But this amber sphere, it's crazy. It's got literal specimens in it. It's got bees. Like, they wrote it in their description. Like, it's hard to even tell. Like, it could have been there are two insects entombed in an air bubble within the amber. They have been identified as early bees or carnivorous wasp specimens, and it's possible that they're new to science. Now it's hard to verify, right? But even the fact that you could buy an antique off of these two lovely folks, it's absurd. It's fucking language. It is very cool because this is family-friendly programming. And shouts out to Acorn Auctions Hamilton. I want to remind everyone that the auction link is at the top of the description, so do not be afraid to participate. So, as we start at the top, we got a hide a totem pole. Now, this one I was getting semantic about when I was doing the proofreading. Carved totem pole. Is it a totem pole if it's not tall? I was seeing conflicting results. I think it still is, and it is authentic. I was able to also double check that verification for them. It's stunning. It's cool. It's the exact art form. Evidently, like, because of the type of art it is, obviously a lot of people have tried to reproduce it. But a very cool piece of authentic Native American art. Indigenous, whatever your preferred term. Native American, I think, is the better at nowadays. The Lalique Crystal Large Vase. Oh, we're gonna go through the vase and vase thing again tonight, eh? It is a floriform open vase shaped top with a trio of jaguar heads on the pedestal base. Perfect condition. Originally retailed for $10,000. I remember seeing this when I was looking through the item, and this is astounding to me. It is a great piece of craftsmanship, but I was also like, 10 grand. 10 grand. Imagine that family convo. Like, we need a vase. Oh, let's get the $10,000 Jaguar vase. It's stunning. It's beautiful. I just the practicality. $285 is a very fair price. I actually think this thing could go up to a couple grand, and I think it deserves a couple grand. Just evidently, this is a piece of art. My giggles come when considering this crystal vase as a practical piece. Like, you're gonna throw some flowers in that? It's too pretty. You gotta make art out of that. We've got a Weller umbrella stand going for 200 buckaroos with 29 bids. All right, so again, guys, this is the competition that I enjoy seeing. I like 29. Oh, it's at 34 at 2. Oh my gosh, the competition is rolling in with an hour left, eh? And I am the one that is lacking. We got an hour left to bidding. Bidding starts at 8 p.m. and it is a soft close process. So that means if you're jumping in at the last minute, it will extend the items so that if there's something you're very interested in, you have a fair chance to fight for it. You can't just have like a reseller like myself snipe it out from underneath you, right? That is unfortunately all too common in these processes. This Weller umbrella stand, actually, 1915 to 1920, if I'm correct. Baldwin line is what I remembered. Yes, so it is part of the Baldwin line of Weller pottery, which back in this generation, after doing the reading, this was when it was still within the original family's hands, right? The thing is, Weller was sold off as it went on, but this was when it was in the original. It was based on craftsmanship, like its original form. It actually has a great amount of detail. I am not surprised it's being appreciated so much by the general public, and I am so glad to see Acorn Auctions very fine choices being appreciated in this manner. It is super cool to see this camel. The aminals are always killing it. We got sick aminals every single time. I don't know why sick is the word of the day. It seems like I feel like it makes me wash. It makes me feel old by saying sick. Should I be just talking in like Gen Z? These are very skibbity camels. Lovely rich apricot tones, as they say, and it measures about 11 inches high with perfect condition. In terms of like doing glass work, incredibly difficult. I would say that has become an intriguing part of the process, to see how much animal statues specifically garner more demand in contrast to other pieces of like true craftsmanship. But this pomme de pomme, oh my god, Dame pate de verre. We got there. Amber, what? This is what, see, yeah, I told you got the sleepiest announcer in history. Here we go. So that's what happens. My speech impediments kick in more when I am a tired boy. If you watched a few of these streams, you'll know that by now, which is always the funny dichotomy. We already looked at the amber. I almost did again, the amber sphere. Now we got another Dame pate de verre, glass fish, a poisson, as they would. It's signed by the company, and it is a wonderful piece of a multi-tonal glass. This one does have a slight imperfection. If I remember correctly, it was on the mouth, on the little mouthy. Yes, it is. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. But it is also, again, beautiful coloring. He's got a little on his little fish lip. Got a little fish chip. This watch man, if I was a watch collector, if I had expendable income, this bad boy caught my eye heavy. It is a Waltham, which is a Swiss oh, come. I don't get paid enough for this. That's sarcasm. It's sarcasm. There's a Swiss chronograph movement. It is a solid, sporty timepiece. But the surfboard dial, I have seen this before, and it actually did make waves in the other organizations, like Rolex, Richard Mille, etc., etc. This like surfboard pattern was something that other companies did try to copy afterwards. I guess cover still works. And it is attached to a Belova bracelet. And Belova is a brand that does have a lot of recognition. It's got a lot of history behind it, but they did mass produce it in the 60s and 70s. So Belova is always a very interesting watch dig if you want in terms of like supply and demand. They definitely oversupplied their market, and now as rarity goes on, they didn't retain the same amount of value, even though their craftsmanship is truly as good as the others. But that's me getting too excited about watches. I'm not a dork. You're a dork. I love the pattern on it. I would rock that any time of the day, so I'm glad to see it getting the attention it deserves at $235. Sterling silver always seems to do good. They must have sterling buyers in the chat on a consistent basis for Acorn Auctions Hamilton. A chalice. See, a chalice is like the sterling silver chalice, right? We're talking about the art piece. We got the art piece bad boy that's like $200 and it's got the jaguars on it. Buy this, put plants in it, you can clean it, and you can like resell it, right? It retains value long term. Practical and purposeful, right? Jaguars, purposeful, great art. I wouldn't want to put flowers in that. And no, thank you, chatbot. I don't need your viewers. I am going to now ban you from my chat. Thank you for coming by. I've been a little slow on the streaming, but not super self-critical about it. It's all been very reasonable. It's just practicality, self-employment life. If you have your own career, your own job, you kind of know it, that it takes a lot of adaptability, and the adaptability has been kicking my behind in terms of lack of expendable income to be able to decide what I can spend my time on. I have to spend time on things that allow me to persevere. So I will be getting back to things this week. You'll catch me soon. Might do on Friday, we'll see. If not, next week I will be back on schedule. You will see me doing some conversions as well as hanging out. Another auction reaction stream on my behalf. So I'm excited to get this train started by working with Acorn Auctions Hamilton. And again, everyone, you can participate via the link in the chat. So we have this antique Chinese carved natural jade urn / ritual vessel in archaic bronzes with the style of archaic bronzes. This bad boy, very awesome, stunning, applicable to many things. You don't have to put a person in there, but you could. Edna Hibble. This Edna Hibble lithograph, I noted it when I was doing the proofreading. Very glad to see it get the attention that it deserves. Girl with Doves. 12 of 21 was also what I noticed. Very limited selection. True art print. Not a modernist ripoff. Great detail on the frame. I absolutely loved the frame, as well as the gentle brush strokes on this painting. Pewter bowl. Blackbird Mines, another history lesson I got a crash course in. So, Russell Blackburn was the owner of a mica producing mine just outside the city of Ottawa in Canada. The Blackburn mine was once one of the largest and most valuable mica mines in Canada. So he also was a plaintiff. So this was a actual cane dedicated to a important Canadian historical figure. And look at that. That's so cool. That's like you're buying a legitimate piece of history here. January 11th, 09. You see 09 always makes me think like 2009. That was definitely 1909. Great craftsmanship. I can't believe that the actual stick, like the cane stick itself, is still in such great integral quality. Thank you for dropping in. Marching into Madness. I am, my friend. If you want to view some cool antiques, this is the premium auction, as I keep announcing. It's one of the very interesting ones. This isn't no Bebe auction. This is an Acorn Auctions Hamilton auction with auction. That means they got pickup in Niagara region as well as shipping throughout North America. So if you want something as a gift for your mama. This, the brooches. My favorite word for the evening, brooch. It's always plagued me. Okay, stop. So Hattie Carnegie, I found out, was also a famous designer. That she was like big in designing costume jewelry in New York in the 1950s and 40s. And what she did was she drew from many different styles. So she wasn't just like a North American jewelry producer. She pulled from like French styles and German styles and really focused on like flowers, fruits, animals, and stuff of that sort. So these are not gemstones, but they are real stones. And they're really, really awesome. I come across a lot of brooches like this that I highly appreciate what they are and the craftsmanship it took. And just obviously, if you're around at all nowadays, not many people wear the brooches anymore, you know. So it's a tough dichotomy when you get down to it. And another lesson learned with the Sherman Aurora Borealis, a brooch beach. These guys. He is another Canadian artist. This guy he's Gustave Sherman, and his slogan was "Made to last a lifetime." And he was actually based out of Montreal, Canada. He did travel around quite a bit, and in most of his art, he used Swarovski crystals. And that was before the brand was like the big poppin' brand. So not only did he invest in it heavily, it was like, cool. Chat says they need a Father's Day gift. This is the perfect time. Why not to get your father a bohemian crystal flapper purse? It is also a stunning piece. This one was made in Czechoslovakia, so pre-USSR downfall. Very unique item. Okay, so we're going through everything at a good rate. The Tyrone Joseph. Also, Tyrone, shouts to Tyrone. Another Canadian Indigenous Canadian artist. Let's put the Indigenous first. Native American Canadian artist. That prioritizes the importance. I was the one that helped source some of that info. Very great pieces. Very, very good pieces. Stoned, yeah, we've got some Indigenous artwork in this one. Got to where I'm my solo game in 1 hour last night. Oh yeah, if you want to talk about video games, that bad boy, he speed runs like crazy. Okay. So what's the keynote on this most bids page right now? We're gonna go through a few more. I'm gonna step away. I'm gonna fill up this agua cup, and then we're gonna get ready for the launch. We're gonna get ready to crack it off. Oops. I just made a big slurp. I'm sorry, y'all. That probably didn't sound too pretty in the mic. And I want to remind everyone, best way to support is to subscribe to the YouTube channel. Drop a like on the video. I see we got a couple people in the chat, so. I made a what? Okay, give me a break, okay? I made a Slurpee noise. I made a Slurpee noise. Get out of here. We've got the 19th century rawhide bucket at $36. Very interesting. It was very curious to me about how to validate it, but there was a lot of other samples on it, and it likely dates back to the 1800s. But similar examples have been shown to be older. So talk about old craftsmanship being way better and having way more longevity. Lots of Ganesh sculptures, lots of Hindu sculptures, and they're also getting the attention they deserve. This is fantastic. Love it, love it. You love to see it. More brooches. Rhinestone bird breech. Gold tone decorated with rhinestones and a large stone. Yeah, see? Same thing that I mentioned before about the brooches, right? The brooches, very intriguing. Because it was like serious craftsmanship that got put into making these like really fine pieces of jewelry that just in this modern generation fell out of fashion. So I'm very intrigued if there'll be a day that like instead of giblets, I was about to call them dongles, instead of giblets for your Crocs, what if there's like brooches for your Crocs? What if some hipster starts like a brooch trend for fashion? Very intrigued at that. We got a large crystal ball. That's more bids than I would have anticipated at 8 bids at a decent price. 6-inch diameter. Super cool, super cool. Very interesting. Copper cauldrons seem to be a consistent success for Acorn Auctions Hamilton, so I am glad to see this. We have some fine art sculptures here. I think I recognize some of them from a previous auction with me and Patty, but that is totally okay. That's very kosher. I saw some of those art figurines. I was like, ooh, I photographed that previously. So this Coco de Mer makes sense. It's like a sea coconut. But look at this. It's a basket made out of like a double coconut. It's exclusive to the Seychelles Islands, and due to its heavily protected environmental status, its only antique examples are available. So this is a one-of-a-kind find, and I rhymed that with my mind. They always have fantastic selections of maps and old like stationery, paperwork, artwork, as it were. So this is a map of Sophiasburg, Ontario, Canada, by H. Belden and Company. And Acorn Auctions Hamilton is very good at verifying the assessments of their products that they are offering. And look at how large those land parcels would have been back then. That's a wild. So big compared to the modern contrast. This Severez crystal sculpture is the one that I got incorrect. I thought this crystal sculpture would have been flying off the shelves. Way more than $75. Abstract sculpture. It is a French designer that is signed and very notable of construction. Super fun, super unique. So as you can see, we're going through the typical variety that they are able to offer through their auctions. We got some more brooches and brooches in the lower end. Porcelain vase. Bohemian crystal vase. Very, very beautiful. I'm glad to see that there's a variety of attention. I really think a lot of this deserves a lot more than it gets. Like, look at this. Look at this schnauzer. Look at this schnauzer. Schnauzer teacup. You drink your tea and it comes up on a pup. Bro, so cute. So cute. And okay. Very glad to see this for Acorn Auctions Hamilton. They've got a fantastic spread of items coming up as available. And I'm super excited to see how this goes. And chat, okay, I can see you, but you're off topic. And I'm trying to support my friends running a premium auction. Not let you meme me about wearing costumes, okay? That's I get it's part of this interaction, okay? You want a parasocial relationship, how about you drop a subscription, drop a super chat over on YouTube, because now you can do that. You can tell me to wear a costume. Maybe I'll wear a costume one time, but hey, we got to get to that point, all right? And it can't be a Reno 911 costume. That's not fitting. That is not accepting and not introductory to people, okay? And it's a cop costume. I'm not wearing a cop costume. Get out of here, okay, chat? Look what you did. Look what you did. You got me all riled up. Okay, everybody, as always, I'm going to take a quick washroom break. Very quick. 5-10 minutes. Step away 5-10 minutes. And now he's saying gotcha. Okay. Oh, yeah, I love my regular participants. Seriously, though, thank you for dropping in. I'm glad you enjoy the variety of content here. Again, I do a simulcast. Damn it, Acorn likes the Reno 911 costume. What the heck? Oh, what is this community I've developed? Golly gee. Okay, I'll wear the tiny short shorts. I'll be the tiny short shorts guy. Just bad time. Let's let the politics calm down. Let's let the politics calm down, and then maybe I'll do a costume from that. But I'm definitely not. Terrible timing to be dressed up as a police officer and appeal to American buyers. Okay, so step away. Washroom break. 5 minutes, literally, okay? And then I'll be right back. We're going to get ready. I'm hyped. There's really, really awesome items here. It's good to see, like, I'm back at the top listings for today, right? Like, from start to close. And there's a lot of, they've got some interest on the opening paintings here, which are also Canadian made, some more jewelry, some more sculptures, and I am super stoked to see how they come out. Chat, calm down. Jesus. I'm glad to see everyone gets along. I'm glad to see everyone gets along. It's adorable and it makes me happy in my soul. But you can see the link to this auction pinned in the chat, and I definitely got too much sun doing my landscaping job the other day. I'm a big Scottish tomato. I gotta put on sunscreen before I go out tomorrow for sure. But I appreciate y'all dropping in. This is the live streaming these auctions has been a massive contributor. Yeah, you're making me self-conscious now. Watch, I can change the light color just like this. We're gonna go a little bit more yellow today. Oh, that made it more red. Okay, less red. There we go. Oh, it looks way better. Okay, we'll go with the orange. We'll be a bit more orange. There we go. Okay, more organic tones. The bright white doesn't do good for my skin. But live streaming these auction closes with Acorn Auctions Hamilton has been a massive boost to getting my subscriber count up, and it's been something that's been a massive motivation. So I want to thank you, whether you're watching this in the future or watching it right now, for dropping in and showing your support to both me and this lovely duo that runs this auction house, okay? The best way to support me is to drop that sub button, because the closer we get to that monetization role, then we get these videos edited, we get YouTube videos up every time, and we get even more international hype developed around these products. And who knows, maybe even more buyers for Acorn Auctions Hamilton. Like, I think this is going to be a very, very, I was going to say a symbiotic, I guess a symbiotic process. It's something that it benefits the two of us, right? Oh my God, we got two Dune Lords in the chat. Okay, all right. I'll be right back. Literally 5-10 minutes. We're coming in. I want to remind everyone that soft close for this auction is at 8 p.m. And what a soft close process means, that if there's something you want out of this premium auction, It will extend the bidding time for this item, so nothing gets sniped from up underneath you, all right? And as you can see, the chatbot just dropped the link again, and it is pinned at the top of the chat. So feel free to participate, and this is something that happens on a monthly basis. In this case, Acorn did 2 this month, so hey, tune in. There's probably more, including mine. That's 3 a month. I'm a busy boy, bro. I told you I'd be living that life. I was listening to auctions all day today, but hey, okay, 1 second. We'll be back. I'm going to ramble forever if I don't leave. Appreciate y'all.
devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Perfect song timing. I'm about to be right back. All right, everyone. Less time left available. It's getting started. 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left on the items. HiBid is such a more fluid platform for auction closes. Very grateful to everyone participating. Some of the dorky geeks in the chat, they've moved on to their video games. So I appreciate the attendees of all formats. But it is now us, the antique lovers of this set. The boys, if you like Dune, what's going on? The biggest trend, if you're not tapped into the internet world, if you don't play all the video games like the kids, they just released a Dune video game, a Dune MMO, where you can role play on Arrakis. You get to build a base. You can become your own spice lord. There's a bunch of it seems very fun. I always talk about how busy I am in my personal life. Video games would make me much more successful at the streaming process. So I'm very comfortable in front of the camera, and doing the video games would be super helpful, but tell me when I'm going to have time to play Dune, you know what I mean? I want to so bad. It was the same reason I played World of Warcraft back in the day when I was a kid, but I ended up, I quit when I was, halfway through. We met some random guy yesterday, and he was pretty funny. I'll probably be the random. I'll probably just role play and screw with people if I had to jump in. The audio's on. Ooh, we got bids rolling in. And it's not even near close. So, again, everyone, this auction is in collaboration. I am hosting it for Acorn Auctions Hamilton. They offer shipping all across, I was going to say in between, all across North America. So if you want one of the items that we're going to be reviewing today, they can ship it to you, and the auction link is pinned in the chat as well as in the description of this video. Whether you're watching this in the present or if you're watching it in the future, you can still click that link and sign up for their future auctions that are upcoming. And I also run an auction house with my homie Patty of Patty's Pop-Ups. That is Paddy. Okay, and we host locally in Toronto, Ontario, so we can't ship as good as they do, and we do entire estate and downsizing clear out. So we help clear out an entire home in one go. So we sell a little bit of everything. That's so fun though. I'm so glad y'all are having a fun time over on Dune. I'm a little envious. Find me some time. You want to pay me to play Dune? I'll take that. Okay, so without further ado, we'll go back to the main window focus so that I can start watching these bids roll in. Seven minutes left on the start of the soft close of this auction. We have about 100 and some odd items, 168. I was going to say 150. So we got a good variety coming on today, and we're starting off with a lot of the paintings, as you can see. And some of these are Canadian artists. And it looks like we've got a lot of people jumping in with the dings. You hear that ding? That's someone bidding on an upcoming item. Now this one, you'll see the next auction I participate with Acorn Auctions Hamilton. I'll be jumping into the fray. I have to solve something with my account, which is very fair. It was my own doing. Otherwise, it's like this is their premium auction. I'm going to let the premium items go to the buyers who actually want to collect art. I already have a lot of eclecticness, as you can tell. You know, look at the stream background and tell maybe I got too much stuff. So it's not for me at the moment. And as an antique collector and auctioneer myself, it's like, okay, I'm going to calm down, and I'm going to allow the people who truly appreciate these items to get in on things that they would really, really desire. Be right back. Maybe I'm lucky. Yeah, we do. Still got a lozenge I can toss in here. Speaks big to you talk about your physical health, eh? Kids out there on the internets. You got to take care of your cardiovascular health, because otherwise you become a gunky boy. Otherwise you get all clogged up. The more you work on your heart and your lungs, the more your body is able to process the gunk in there. So I unfortunately haven't been as on point with my fitness tips, and it's caused me, I gotta work on this, right? Maybe I could do some honey tea beforehand or something, but ultimately what needs to happen is I need to get back in the gym. But thank you for everyone for popping in. Thank you, Stoned. Thank you, Marching into Madness, for dropping by. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate the extra views, even if you guys are just some internet degens. And as always, thank you to Acorn Auctions Hamilton for allowing me to do this piece of creative content while hosting your auction closed, because I very much enjoy it. I love collaborating with them. They are a lovely duo that has a keen eye that is humbling to contrast in perspective of how I pick items, right? So the lithographs, we've got a lot of good variety coming up. Yeah, I guess First Nations. I was deciding before if Indigenous or Native American is more appropriate, and I think First Nations is always the best. I should probably go with First Nations more often than not. And it looks like the totem pole is getting some more bids. It's now at $200 at 42 bids. Maps coming up. This is going to be a very successful auction, folks. So if there's something that you see in these lots that you are intrigued at getting for yourself, you got to get in on this. And you have 5 minutes, 3 minutes before the closing process starts. So it's time to get yourself ready to secure some antiques. And oh yeah, the standing, way better. Way better. The heels get a little torn up. That's why you see me dancing a bit. But we'll start off casually here. I'll lean back a bit in the frame. I'll give you a better angle too. I'm so glad I got the flexible lighting. But so to start off, Jake, Peak Stock. Titled Reflections. His work is available in the National Gallery of Canada. Incredible detail. This looks like Algonquin Park. It almost looks like a scene I have seen through my own eyes in the past. This auction item was previously sold through a notable gallery that also helps to validate the piece. And wow, hand signed by Jake himself. So you could see why this is much desired at $13. A very, very affordable steal on their behalf. And we've got some other Canadian landscapes coming up. Bill Saunders being another one of the notable names in these. I personally like this farmhouse quite a bit. Stark and isolated imagery of the typical landscape as defined by the Canadian school style of painting. Not much is known about the artist, but it's very detailed, very incredible, great in any home, great in any room too is the thing. And we've got this Bill Saunders of the Sugar Shack, Canadian school acrylic painting on canvas. Very distinctive style, As I've noticed, his are very more vibrant in contrast to some of the other Canadian school style of paintings. And I am so glad, chat, to hear y'all participate on the bidding even more. It seems as if we did get it. No, we didn't get another bidding on the Bill Saunders, but it kind of looked like it. It might have happened. The Canadian School Winter House is the only one that doesn't have a lot of competition going on right now, so I'd highly recommend that if you're already bidding on the Jake or the other pieces to get in on the Canadian School Winter Painting. And I want to remind everyone to participate in this auction. The link is pinned in the chat, okay? Shipping across North America. Very exciting, very accessible process. And we are about to start our first item closing in a minute. It is that Jake Peakstock watercolor that we just looked at with some of the other paintings that we just creeped rolling up. Now we have this R. Cartier Notre Dame signed lithograph going for, is that 20 bucks? 20 buckaroos, and it is made in 1965 and it is signed and numbered by this gentleman. Classic. You know what? Something I got to do my research. I want to see how the repairs on Notre Dame are going after that fire. That was a big internet buzz that really lost its hype after a bit. I forgot about that until I saw this painting, and thank you to the chatbot, which dropped the link to participate in this auction. Once again, these are high quality premium pieces, and I see the bids running up on the Fairthorn Brass. I'm so focused on the vase that I said the brass. Hammered brass vase. When I was looking this up, I was doing the proofreading with Acorn Auctions Hamilton, and I was actually curious. This kind of looks like a mortar shell. I kind of think it's a hammered out mortar shell, but I was unable to verify that. I did look up other examples of if people have created sculptures or artwork out of mortar shells previously, but it looks like a World War I, World War II mortar shell. But either way, I think if you're an enthusiast in that period, it's very fitting. And I see that the R. Cartier got run up after I looked at it, so shouts to you guys. And we've got closing happening on these Canadian paintings at $10, $16. Good steal. We've got Johnny Appleseed with 50 seconds left at $28. Considering the amount of competition at 6 bids, I am surprised that there's not more people running in at the last minute. Is that what's happening? Oh, come on. You don't want to get in on that? Our Cartier is definitely developing quite a bit of competition. As you can see, is jumping up. We've got this Raphael Canadian Cross for $34 and a Raphael Butterfly Belt Buckle coming up. And if I'm correct, these are brass, and they are designed by Raphael Afondry, a Canadian pioneer in modernist jewelry. His designs were sought after by many celebrities. Okay? Look at this. Stunning antique. If I were the type to wear crosses, this is very beautiful. I actually really like it. But I'm just not a cross boy, you know? I think that's evident by my appearance. And there's a butterfly belt buckle, similar critique by myself. Would wear if wear belt buckles, you know? I wear belts. Come on. I'm a human. I'm very human. We got a lot of bids. We're at $50 on the R. Cartier. Wow, okay. And $9 on the brass vase, which again, very unique, very stunning piece. It looks like it deserves more competition. $9 for this piece of history, I think, is a steal. Congrats to whoever's about to get it. The R. Cartier is running it up again, and we've got those two pieces of jewelry we're just looking at sitting at $34 and $22 respectively. I guess they're respectful of each other. Haha, punny. And we have some First Nations artwork coming up that I was trying to identify the artist on. Not that simple. Very interesting. You think it would be easier process, But that also shows that it is a one-of-one art piece, handmade, kind of cute. I like all the designs in these, so I hope these are all going to a good home where they're all going to be appreciated equally. We got lots of bids going up on the bottom items. This Tyrone Joseph. Speak of the First Nations artist, because we've got another bid at $7 now for painting number 2. And the Cartier is generating even more competition in the soft close process. So shouts to chat. Thank you very much for paying attention to these items, because it is always very, very exciting for me to see the bidding run up on items that we're looking at. And speaking of which, we are now looking at this Tyrone Joseph carving, which is another First Nations Canadian artist. And this one is titled Nishka Chief. I wouldn't call it a wall hanger, but it could be a wall hanger, you know? It's one of those in-betweens. The colors are stunning on it, and wow, every time you hear one of those dings, that is a bidder bidding up an item. And it is so fun to see you guys jumping in on it. We got those 2 pieces of jewelry closing, and now we have the carved stone sculpture coming up at $11 with 15 seconds left. And Eleanor, we got Eleanor's painting coming up. Let me not butcher her name and disrespect for her. Create a disrespect for her. This serigraph painting, pencil and signed, Heron, and she is from Manitoulin Island. Notable enough that I was able to research the history on this artist, and it was very intriguing. I love to see when these First Nation artists are getting the credit that they deserve and the searchability that they deserve, because outside of this auction, it means that they are garnering well appreciated attention. So Eleanor is about to go for $15, and if anything, I think Eleanor deserves some more attention, chat. So if you need a nice piece of artwork for your living room, $15. Steal at 10 bids of $15. And we've got the other unidentified First Nations paintings about to close. We've got some serious competition going on for Tyrone, and I'm so glad to see that for y'all. We also have a trio of wood carvings at $28. These guys, we were trying to identify the locality. I did some Googles. Clearly, it looks like North American First Nations combined with another lot of artistic pieces, but that is a hard presumption to make. At $30, great piece for your collection or to expand a series. Wow, the totem pole's running it up. Oh my gosh, we've got some competition. Some people really want this high-to totem pole. It's a big piece. It's not necessarily as big as a modern totem pole would be, but to see it going up to $330, look at that. That is awesome, and I'm very happy that it's going to find a good home where it's appreciated. That is always the ethics behind this business that both I and Acorn Auctions Hamilton hold. It's not just about maximizing profits and finding the right buyers. It's about making sure that the buyer appreciates what the piece is. So speaking of which, we have this 19th century rawhide bucket coming up. Over 100 years old and over $100. Look at that segue. Okay, so this is also suspected to be of Swedish or English design. English design. I thought this one was the Norwegian one, but I am incorrect. Likely English design. Always also inspiring as a history nut to see how these pieces actually stand the test of time in contrast to so much of the products that we use nowadays that you use for a few months and then need to toss away. Okay, so all the items at the top here now, this top row, we got some competition going on. 3 of them First Nations artwork. Let's acknowledge how sick and awesome that is. I gotta stop using sick. Why is sick the word of the day for today? Stunning is typically the word. I guess I've just degraded in my quality. But that's just me being humble, y'all. That's not me actually being self-deprecating in a self-conscious manner. Okay, so this lithograph, this Art Cartier, was one of the first items to receive a lot of competition, and it's about to close with 18 bids at $65. I think that is a very fair price, but if you want to get in on it, you have 30 seconds left, okay? And otherwise, again, some of the passionate specialties of Acorn Auctions Hamilton are these maps. Working with stationery, working with, like, ancient is the wrong term, but historical pieces, right? This is a lovely little ditty here, you know? This Marysburg map, the Sophiasburg map. These are both Canadian towns, Canadian cities located in Ontario. So I'm curious if they go to American and or Canadian buyers, because they are well deserving of the attention. And the Art Cartier is closing at $65 with the folk art carving of a woman also coming up with 30 seconds left. I am really putting on my auctioneer tone now. So we're at signed. It's made in 1981. A sculpture made by an unknown artist. It does have a signature on it, but we were unable to identify it. It was $7 Canadian. That's a steal to add to a collection. And it looks like the other 3 First Nations pieces are about to close, and the competition is running up on the rawhide bucket as well. And the map's closing at $24 within the next minute. And we have another important piece of Canadian history that we reviewed earlier, which is the Blackburn Mines walking stick. This walking stick is actually owned and or gifted to Russell Blackburn, who was the famous owner of the Amica producing mine. I guess his mine did produce it, and it was located in Quebecois. Interestingly, written in English. I'm sure that has some political significance. It does have also a blacksmith copper pot rolling up. $28. This guy ran it up. He was definitely not sitting this high previously. There is a interesting spread of desires for copper pots and utensils like this, because it does help improve your alkaline diet. It is suspected that if you are serious about adding alkaline intake to your consistent daily intake, that you should be storing your water and other liquids within copper. But that is highly contentious, and it is nice to see that what is not contentious is the desire for the Tyrone Joseph carving, as it got bid up to $70 and $40 on the trio of wood carvings, with 1 minute left on the Haida totem pole at $330. I do not see that sitting there. There is definitely going to be someone in this chat, someone in this auction, that is willing to run that one up further as we hear the bids rolling in, each ding at a time. This Watt pottery yellowware nesting mixing bowls are super stunning, very beautiful, cute pieces regardless of the era you're from. You could gift this to your grandmother, or you could have them in your house and appreciating them as is. And shouts to the chat for the party parrots. In case anyone doesn't know, you can have plugins so that when they add these little memes, they can see it. So if you're ever curious, let us know, and you can get in on the party parrot fun. We've got huge stoneware mixing bowl. This guy was stamped. I think it said made in USA. No, this one was not stamped. This was the unstamped one. And me and Patty have actually been inspired by Acorn Auctions, and we've been debating about putting a business card of some sort in our auction items as well. So shouts to you for that. I want to remind everyone that they do ship across North America. So if you want to participate, you are able to get it shipped anywhere in Canada or the US of A. And I also see that I was correct, because the Haida totem pole, another bid at $335. We got some serious competition, and the Watt pottery. Thank you, y'all. I always enjoy it when you guys get interested in items that I'm looking at too. My favorite part of this process is the participatory nature of it. So thank you so much for jumping in. And I see we've got more than a handful of people watching on the YouTube. I want to remind you that the best way to jump in is to hit me with a thumbs up on that video. Hit me with a thumbs up. Maybe hit the subscribe button. And as I say that, looks like we got more people jumping in on the bidding. These top 6 items have all been extended thanks to the soft close process because of the amount of desire that they have. Tyrone Joseph has been very contentious, so I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't sit there for long. I got that backwards. He should be sitting there for long because there's more contentious bidding. I got the opposite. I meant it was going to sell quick because it's so cool, but that's not how this works. Okay, Mars, come on. Come. You got to hurry up, though. I got a cat screaming at me at the same time. I got one cat that wants pets. I got one cat that wants to play. The trio of wood carvings and the Tyrone sculpture is about to close. In under a minute, we got a Tyrone bid. I knew it. I knew we'd get another Tyrone bid. I called it. Come on, Mars. Come on, Mars. Can I announce with a cat on my shoulder? We're going to announce with a cat on my shoulder, okay? So we've got a very awesome auction happening today, and I am now the cutest auctioneer you have ever met, okay? You cannot find this anywhere else. Who is able to announce all of these rare antiques that Acorn Auctions Hamilton is able to offer while holding the cutest cat you've ever seen, okay? This is unmatched, unique stream content that you cannot find anywhere else. With $345 on the high to totem pole, we're now sitting at a good total amount, okay? The Blackburn Mines walking stick is closed at $135. All right, y'all. And we've got an 1815 book from the Library of Congress going for $6. $6. I mean, back in the 1800s, that $6 would have gone a long, long way. But I am still surprised it's not getting the attention it deserves because that is an important piece of history. And I am also biased as a Scotsman on the 1854 Robbie Burns piece of political work. Now I have a cat in front of my computer, so this doesn't work. Okay, meow meow, you gotta get off here. All right. Robbie Burns going for $30, man. I'm totally biased. Scottish poet, $32, chat. Thank you for getting in. Again, I'm always so excited when you're participating at the things that I'm looking at. With $145 left on the rawhide bucket that was so desired at the beginning. I appreciate you, Mars. You're cute. That was adorable. That was fantastic and hilarious. 340, the Weller umbrella stand, getting mad appreciation. And a Weller jardiniere, which is the Weller, and I butchered that. It was a terrible accent. Let's just call it a jardiniere. Let me not do that again. The Weller, if you're going to get the other Weller, why are you not getting this Weller, right? Yep, chat. Yes, there we go. Bid up to $12. We got some people actually interested in the items, getting as excited as I am about this process. With Tyrone Joseph, 1 minute left at $80. With the amount of competition he's had, he's going to stick around for a little bit. I can promise you that. So we've got a Weller buyer who wants to put in. We've got First Nations art still sitting at the top. And now we're moving into some of the pottery pieces with lots of bids rolling in all at once. And I'm just so enthused to see if it's at the top tier items. And some of it is, because the Weller pottery is now at $370. These Art Deco planter and ceramic pieces are also coming up for auction close. 45 seconds on this Higer Beehive Art Deco planter. Classic style, 1930s, later 1950s. And we also have the matte green Art Deco flared vase. This thing is a gift for a family member of any generation. It could be repurposed for so many other things too. Great little piece. Manufactured by Lovat's Langley Ware in England. And it is stamped by a Toronto owner. And that got bid up as we are looking at it. That's what we like to see, y'all. What do I keep saying? What do I keep saying? It looks like we had one of our bigger ticket pieces. The Tyrone piece did close, so I'm glad to see that it went to a loving home. Now, $60 on the mask, $360 on the totem pole, $12 on the yellowware pottery, $32 on the Scottish Patriot Robert Burns. We got $415 on the Weller umbrella stand and $15 on the Jardiniere, $17 on the Jardiniere, $46 on the Deco flared vase after I showed it off to y'all, chat. And we've got some competition going on for the brooches, bitches. Sorry, that's my tick for the evening. But these brooches are all adorable pieces with $40 on this matching set of Sherman brooch slash earrings. They are great amber crystals. That coloring is hard to beat. Again, I went through the history that Gustav Sherman is a Montreal Canadian creator who has unfortunately passed away, but his items were highly sought after. And I see that the yellowware just got another bid. It looks like we've got a lot of competition at the midway point of this auction, and I'm glad to see that everyone is so happy with the participatory nature of this and getting involved as things are rolling to a close. Okay, we have 134 items, and I want to remind everyone, if you're watching this video in the present time, the auction link is pinned in the chat. So if you jump in, you've still got 134 items you can still jump in on. Taking a breather. Oh, my cat is pouting now. She's just pouting on the bed. Okay. Okay. We're okay. Alright. So Robbie Burns going for $32 is understandable. I get it. Y'all don't understand the importance of Robbie Burns, but that's fair. I won't judge you. Thank you for dropping in and dropping that much money on the item, because it looks like the trio of wood carvings is about to sell for 60 buckaroos as well. The Weller has been pushing up. I would foresee that there's more competition going on for it in the future. I would not expect it to sit at $415 for long. And the Hattie Carnegie Heron brooch that we looked at the beginning, also getting a little bit more competition. This thing got run up from the first time that we looked at it. For sure, by far. Arthur Pepper designer necklace. Super cute. Very unique. Tell me, find a necklace like that in stores nowadays, right? I'm pretty sure it is gold plated, but we will double check. Delicate pink leaves with gold and pearl accents. Timeless piece. I would even wear that. It probably wouldn't fit me appropriately, but I would totally rock that. Those things are very adorable and stunning at the same time. Where do we get another bid? We've got $360 on the Haida totem pole, closing in 10 seconds. 10 seconds. We've got another batch of high ticket items about to lean up on their 1 minute mark as well. So with $360 at 10 seconds on the Haida totem pole, that is bingo and gone with 67 bids to someone who will find that a good home. I am glad to see it, and I am so excited to be able to observe and announce this process. The brooches and the jewelry are all coming up a little bit, and there is still space for some competition on these pieces. Surprisingly, the yellowware makes a comeback. We got a little bit of interest set into that. And the Weller umbrella stand, if someone does place another bid, and they do, I guarantee that they're placing another bid on the Jardiniere, is what I was about to say. Now we're looking at the Rhinestone Starburst brooch, coming up with two uranium glass pieces, and the uranium is always the most intriguing. Again, my always big fun fact: primary uranium mines for North America, Canada, in Alberta. So not American made, not Canadian made, but Canadian sourced in most cases. Okay, we have both heavy water mines and uranium mines in Canada. Too many politics still holding space in my brain. Now, we've got some of them coming up for close. We got a little bit more competition going on the Sherman earrings. And then we have the Aurora Borealis turquoise brooch about to close at $20. Again, these are all made of excellent quality crystal. They aren't specifically a gemstone, but their coloring does leave a lot to be desired, and their craftsmanship was something that marked them as an important place in history as they were being created, and hence why they were cherished for years by grandmothers, grandfathers, and family alike. And it looks like that is about to close with 5 seconds left, which is more than fair, fine. You're missing out. You're missing out. But hey, I'm not here to judge you. I'm here to have fun with you. We got the Rhinestone Starburst brooch that we already looked at a little bit earlier, but similar to the Sherman one that is up in the lot before. If you're going to get the Sherman one, you may as well get this one because they do match each other very well. The only difference is this one does not have any maker's marks. I absolutely love these things, man. I really wish I had a practical application to wear them. Again, I want someone to start a Crocs brooch trend. Like we gotta start, instead of the dongles on your Croc, yeah, I'll put brooches and do a big flex because it's actually made by artists, you know. But hey, who am I? I'm just a lowly streamer. We've got the matte green Art Deco flared vase about to close alongside the Hattie cardigan that we did look at earlier, and it looks like all of our First Nations art pieces have closed at a very considerable price with a little bit of competition going on with the yellowware. So we'll see if someone comes in at the last minute with a bid. And considering how much the Weller umbrella stand is going for, with 64 bids, I am skeptical that someone does not come in and bid it up at $430. There we go. You see that? It's almost like I'm psychic. Can I predict buyers' habits? Because it feels like I can. Thank you everyone for participating. Again, my name's Bailey. I operate my own eBay store under the moniker Grandma's Dead Stock. I do all of my own creative content and my live streaming under the moniker NarleyMedia, pseudonym, whichever you prefer. And I do host my own auctions on a monthly basis, but they are for local pickup in Toronto, Canada. Best way you could support right now is drop a thumbs up on that YouTube video. Subscribe to me on whichever platform you're watching this on, because I do want to remind you I do simulcast. So I'm on YouTube, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Kick, and I have a bot that can refer all their chats to each other. So don't be afraid to say hi, because the people on the other platforms will see you as well with the Yellowware Pottery closing. And the Jardiniere. See, because I knew this. If you got the one Weller thing at $435 and the other one at $20, if you're already spending $435 on the Weller, you may as well get the other Weller piece, okay? And with 42 seconds, we've got the other Sherman piece, the Borealis brooch, beach, about to close. Stamped Sherman again. Gustav Sherman was a Canadian creator. He did immigrate to Canada, and he started making these immaculate Swarovski crystal jewelry pieces that I have slowly fallen in love with through the research. And another example is this Empire bracelet. Empire was the one that I was struggling to find research notes on. They are just as immaculately designed as the previous brooches that we were looking at. If only it fit my chunky wrists is the thing. I got unhealthily chunky wrists. Then, you know, the thing is, the wrists, okay size wrists, big gorilla hands. Can't fit bracelet over gorilla hands. So class, it has to be clasps for me. But we've got the Von Dell Sterling Rhinestone brooch. Considering how much Sterling does for them in a very successful quantity, I am interested to see the fact that this bad boy isn't getting much more attention, because this is a silver. If it's sterling, if it's labeled sterling, it is silver. Going for $9, that's practically a steal. And its silver weight alone, that's a $9 piece, which is amazing for whoever's about to get it. We've also got a Coro set coming up. We've got a Coro brooch coming up and a Coro earring set coming up that I would say kind of complement each other a little bit. Personally, I think they complement each other. With one of the high competition pieces also coming up being the 1970s Waltham Swiss Racing chronograph watch. And now we've got the honey amber pieces of jewelry coming up. So we'll look at these quick, because these are stunning and they do have a fair amount of competition going on for them. And if you want them, now is the time, because the soft close for these pieces is rolling up quicker than you would notice. The polished amber beads on these. Whoa. I don't need to look at the payment methods right now. Like, man, imagine the amount of craftsmanship that would have went into these. Imagine the hunting that would have gone into these. And then there's seriously like hundreds of thousands minimum years old. And it looks like people are appreciating them in the same way because the one-toned bead did just get bid up. We've got more competition on the Weller pieces at $40, $45, and $22 respectively, with the coral pieces closing at $11, $15. We deserve a bid on, we looked at this honey amber one, right? We got the $95, so same as the Weller, right? You're buying the Weller for $95. I mean, you're buying the big piece. You're buying the honey amber toned one for $95. You're buying the other raw amber bracelet. Why not buy the polished amber bead bracelet as well? Make it a trio set. Wear this on one arm, wear that on the other arm, wear the other one around your neck. I think that makes sense. And we got a bidding war for the watch. We got a bidding war for the watch running up. Now 400. Wow, real time. This thing's going crazy. 410. 420. It's going to go again. It's going to go again. One more time. Watch, it's going to tick one more time. And they're going to breathe until the last minute. We got some... Oh, yeah, there we go. Told you. Told you. Oh, it went up twice. Okay, all right. I'll stand corrected. I said one. I didn't expect it to go up twice. Congrats to Acorn Auctions Hamilton, because this is their keen eye for premium items. Very obviously proven true, which is very validating for them as pickers, but also as me and the faith that I have in the keen eye that they have for the more unique pieces. So this is a stamped Kramer, high quality. Curious, I think it's gold plated. I was looking at it earlier while doing the proofreading. I don't think it's solid gold, but it's got a fantastic gold tone. Closing for $9. If you had to buy that retail nowadays, they're charging you $40. We've got the amber pieces rolling up, and the other big amber piece, the amber specimen, was sitting quite low when we were doing the auction review, and now it is sitting at $440. This bad boy, again, it has preserved specimens in it. It's got literal bees in it that may not have been identified as of yet. So you could be creating your own Jurassic Park out of this. Now, I hope you don't do that. Society doesn't need that. But it's a brag-worthy piece. Talk about a centerpiece. Talk about a conversation piece. A serious sphere made out of amber. Oh, wow, you can't beat that. And now we're sitting with such big high-ticket items at the top tier of these extended soft close bids. Okay, so the Weller has continued to get competition, and as I suspect, so did the Jardiniere. And we've got the 1970s watch now at $430. Considering the competition, that thing is going to have more. I guarantee that does not end lower than $450. With $510 now on the amber sphere, I am so excited. It gets me so hyped when I look at an item with y'all. I remind you of how quality it is, and then we see it get run up. And now we have some more of the items that are typical of Acorn Auctions, like quality selection, and I don't want to downplay how quality they are because they are very inspiring. Yeah, Acorn says that they picked the amber sphere specifically because of their love for Jurassic Park, and considering it's at $590, I think they love Jurassic Park just enough. This Schaefer Bisque match holder, super cool. A piece of porcelain that definitely wouldn't have thought about previously. Like this little boy. It makes sense. I guess also the cup is the striker if you really want it to be. Just something I wouldn't have pictured that was like a necessary porcelain piece. And that's about to close at 16 buckaroos. And the other closing item we have is, oh, I thought I missed one of the big boys, with $55 on the raw amber bracelet. And again, with the honey tone going at 100, you may as well add another bid in to get the bracelet. So you got the honey toned necklace and bracelet going in one. And this Victorian pug, as I said, the aminals, it's always the animals. His eyes may look a little evil, but they are, he's adorable. He's adorable. Look at that. You can give that to your grandma. She'd love it. It's not haunted. I tease. It is very cute. $24 is a very fair price for that. I'm glad it's getting appreciated. And the RS Germany flower holder, it comes with a frog. Comes with a flower frog that was one of my biggest antique lessons. I didn't understand what a frog was and what it was for. I kept coming across these crystal things that are the inserts for flower holders, and I was like, what is the, what? I thought they were like, you put your cigarette in it, standing up. I was like, what? Why are these everywhere in antique shops? You put your flowers in them, so it keeps them separate, and it promotes the longevity of the plant. So technically, flower holder, more effective, healthier than a vase. And actually, a flower holder will preserve your plants longer. So for $20, that's a steal. And it looks like we've got 2 of the high-ticket items closing with $4.55 on the Weller stand. I wouldn't be surprised if the competition slowed down a little bit, but it did not. And if they're bidding that one up, they're definitely going to bid up the Jardiniere, because there's no way you're not getting one without the other. With 20 seconds left on the 1970s Waltham Swiss chronograph watch, that is astounding how successful that is. And I'm very excited for that. We've got the Amber Honey Toned, also about to close for $100. My cat's making noise behind me. I told you, the Jardiniere, if you're buying one, you're buying the other, and the watch closed for a very significant amount of money. And I did see, I know you saw, I saw the Amber Sphere about to close. It's got 5 minutes at $790. $790, and considering the amount of competition that watch had too, Acorn Auctions is having a very successful run today. And I want to remind you guys, they do this on a monthly basis. And not only do they already have quality items such as this, those porcelain pieces, the other stuff I was looking at is the bar that they are bringing on a consistent basis. So even if you're not in on this one, you can expect all of this level of quality every time you come back. All right? And it's why I enjoy this process, because not only am I learning more about what y'all desire, I'm learning more about these pieces throughout the entire go. And I saw that this wool handmade rug just got another bid, and I do like it, so we'll take a look at that. And we're going to look at this Elvira Bach for Rosenthal porcelain. So this wool handmade rug, it's a handmade rug that's like a decent size. It's very, I'm probably using the wrong term because I didn't go to art school, but I would say Art Nouveau. I like it. That's a great entryway rug. It's cute. It's adorable. And the Elvira Bach Rosenthal porcelain, rare, plate number 3, collaboration with the postmodernist painter Elvira Bach, right? So this is a collab with a very famous artist. It's I love the style of it. This is like, you could hang it on your wall. It was like a table centerpiece. Put your fruits on it, serve your guests. You know what I mean? And oh my gosh, $860 on the Amber Sphere. I want to see, chat, if you guys are really listening to me, I want to see that thing run up to $1,000 because it's so unique that it truly deserves it. If you can do that for me, I'll consider my streaming career a success. You know, so that's my goal for the evening. We're going to run that Amber Sphere. It needs to get up to $1,000, okay? Otherwise, again, Acorn has a fantastic eye outside of these very expensive pieces, and keep an eye on this Weller umbrella stand. There's a good chance it gets another bid or two. I'll double check in a moment. This USSR Phoenix porcelain vase set, made in the USSR, so that dates it to at least 1993. Great amount of craftsmanship, something you would have seen in your grandma's house regardless of nationality. And we've got this Bohemian crystal vase. This guy, Bohemia, was also another company that was very notable previously. They do still exist, but they definitely don't have the same draw that they used to. And at $22, both of those pieces are steel. And as predicted, we had a little bit more competition on the Weller stand. So I am not too surprised by this. And it looks like we got another bid on those Phoenix vases that we were just looking at. And considering that's, again, so these high ticket items, I'm going to sit here due to the soft close process. And now we've got some more of the rare glass. We got a little bit more bidding going on with the Miloslav Klinger. The Klinger is the one I know I'm saying wrong, but the Miloslav I know I'm saying right. The art glass bowl designed by Miloslav for Zelensky. So this is approximately a 1960s glass bowl. This piece of artwork, as you can see, retains its value throughout time. Sitting at $34, there are people out there who would pay an intense amount of money for this. And it looks like we have some more competition going on for the items below us as we hear the dings run in, with the Agerman Bohemian blown glass vase being the one that is closest to closing. This stunning little piece. It is a dynamic red and clear vase and is hand blown in the Czech Republic. Looks like Acorn Auctions Hamilton has some Czech connections, okay? Add a check mark to their page, as it were. $860. Chat, I told you, what was the competition? We said the Amber Sphere. We're going to get the Amber Sphere up to 1,000. It's got 30 seconds left. It's about to close at 860. That's not 1,000. I thought we were going to have some competition here. But 3.2 pounds of materials that are over 1,000,000 years old. And you could be identifying animals that literally have not been identified previously. For $860, you are holding a piece of history, and you can create your own Jurassic Park. And with that, it closes at a very ideal sale amount. Shouts out to Acorn Auctions. Congrats on that success. I love and appreciate the keen eye you have for these finer pieces. Even I may have passed that up. I wouldn't have known that's an $860. I would have guessed it's a decent amount. I wouldn't guess it's an $860 piece. Now we've got the Weller umbrella stand. Again, if there's another bid on the umbrella stand, someone's going to bid up the Jardiniere, but we will see. With $465, we are entering a very close and fair sphere for the price of that piece at $470. Again, I guarantee you the Jardiniere is going to get bid up, and we've got the USSR porcelain about to close. I have seen these modernist sun vases before. They are very intriguing, and this one is by Rudolf Jornicki, and it is mid-century art glass produced in the 1960s, 1969 to be specific. Very pretty piece. Interesting Osaka modernist sun vase. So it's kind of like someone that was a European glass blower that was mimicking Japanese glass blowing techniques. At $44, very fair. And see me predict the Jardiniere. If you're going to buy one, you may as well buy. You're already spending $470. You know, it's simple math. $40 on the Elvira Bach, which I'm surprised that that piece is beautiful and deserves a little bit more attention. We're doing a quick hydrate. Quick hydrate. Again, kids, remember, continue to go to the gym once you start, because then you don't get all dry throaty. It's big cardio basis. That's 100% what's happening here today. And we've got the artist-made necklace. It's going for a decent price for $18. Two necklaces. Cute necklaces. It's a piece of exceptional quality jewelry of crystal beads, blown glass, natural stone, statement piece. Very pretty. I could see this matching with many different genres of fashion, alongside this more notable brand name of Me For Oh, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna mess that up. I've done pretty good at not swearing tonight, y'all. Look at me. I'm making family-friendly content on a successful basis. $18 and $18 respectively, with the Miloslav closing at $36, and it looks like we did close our Amber at $860. I won't judge you for not spending more. I will just you need to go to sleep knowing that could have been $1,000. Let's go. Chat is getting just as hyped as I am at this. We've got the crystal vase, $475 on the Weller. There's definitely going to be another competition rolling in. We've got the crystal earrings. We've got the two necklaces. This Norwegian pewter brooch. Again, that's my tick for the evening. A unisex brooch. Maybe take my advice. Buy this antique brooch and attach it to your Crocs. You'll stand out. Stand out by far. Jens Asby, Danish brooch about to close. Very simple design, very sleek. Designed by Jens Asby. Jens Asby. I guess as I'm saying that, it should be Jens, isn't it? Jens Asby. I didn't think about that until I was doing the announcing. But a very cute, very subtle, good art piece history. Jens is a notable artiste, so that is something that will also retain value. And now what are we looking at? We got a couple things coming up. We've got the cut crystal perfume bottle. We've got the large crystal ball coming up. We have 1 minute on the 18th century wooden frame about to go for $5. You know what I am curious about is this French Bible circa 1870. Going for $0 buckaroos. If I was in on this one, y'all, I would be taking this 1870 Bible. There's got to be some facts in there you can't find nowadays, right? Ex Libre. Condition note that the front cover is detached. Books are such an intriguing market nowadays that you may as well add one of the more rare ones to your collection, right? We've got the Acorn Bohemian glass vase running it up. And we've got the two necklaces about to close at $18. I'm surprised that there's not more competition on those very beautiful, colorful pieces, okay? And we've got another high-ticket item coming up at $125. We've got the Sèvres crystal sculpture. And this bad boy, I thought this was going to be the $500 piece. I would love to see more competition go on, because if it's already at $125 with 8 bids, there are some people willing to spend money on this in the chat. And as always, the cats, aminals, all animals do well in Acorn Auctions. So first we've got the cats going for $40. We've got the Dom Pate de Verre glass fish going for $135. And we've got a camel about to close in 5 minutes for $540 on a glass camel, okay? So the cats, first off, very stunning. They are made by J.G. Durand, a French crystal maker. And they're Egyptian kitties. They're Egyptian meow meows. They're pretty sick cats, bro. They're pretty sick cats, chat. Very stunning. They could fit, again, in any culture home. Only $40. You're getting a steal. And then we've got this Dom Pate de Verre glass fish at $135. Little fishy. He's just got a little chippy on his lippy. Can't believe I just did that publicly. He's cute. He's adorable. It's a great piece. Great coloring on it. And then the glass camel at $540 for a camel. It's a yellow camel. That's a glass. That's a camel. Incredible craftsmanship, though. As much as I tease about the camel, very, very sick. Very, very, very intense amount of skill that would have gone into generating that. And it looks like $475 is going to be the ending point for the Weller umbrella stand, unless I'm wrong, because there's another bid at $480, and it looks like the fishy with the lippy is got bid up as well. I'm going to stop doing that. I'm embarrassing myself. Did the camel sell? Camel has not sold. Camel is at $540. It's got 3 minutes left on the bidding process. Due to the soft bidding process on high bid, the bidding does get extended if people put it in. And I tell you, every time, if you're going to get the stand, they're going to get that. So I'm not surprised there's competition going on there. But the fishy with the broken lippy getting some attention too. It's a beautiful little piece. We got the Art. Oh my God, I'm saying too many words. We got the Art Deco Nudes candlestick. Nudes as in nudes, not noodles. Oh man, I'm tired. I'm making dad jokes at this point. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No visible etchings or markings. Very beautiful. Even if you're not into the nudist aspect of it, I do love the artisanal nature of these crafts. That's We've now got, what else? What do we have? What do we have closing up? We've got a good batch of high-ticket items in the top 9 items. The camel is now at $620. That is almost $100 in less than a minute. So that's 2 items closing for almost $1,000 already tonight. And now it looks like the Weller umbrella stand will get close to $500. So congrats to Acorn Auctions Hamilton again for having a finer eye for the finer things. And the French Mermaid Pedestal Bowl is coming up with 3 minutes left. I feel like I'm missing it because the times are all janky because we got so much interest in this auction I'm very excited about it, but it is hard for me to pick what's coming up next. Now we have the Marshall steam engine headstock plate. So this came actually from a steam engine. Marshall Sons & Co. was a British agricultural machinery manufacturer in 1848. So this maker's plate was on a seriously antique piece of mechanical agricultural history. Look at those big words I just used. I went to school. Now we've got this Arts Crafts iron magazine rack. And it's a magazine rack. Going for $5, but it is closing very soon, and I highly recommend that one can fit in any living room. That's a great living room designer piece. And now the Weller umbrella stand, very contentious piece, gotten a lot of attention. That glass camel could be yours for the low cost of $650 hairs, as the chat says. So thank you all for jumping in. We've got to that Weller piece, very contentious. I am not only doing this to draw you in on the dollar amounts, I am personally exceptionally curious to see if this Weller umbrella stand gets another bid, because the bidders on this one have been coming in at the last minute every single time. So with 10 seconds left at $480, does the Weller umbrella stand close? The Weller umbrella stand does not close. They put another bid in, so the Jardiniere will go up, and the large crystal ball at $38. Ponder the mirroring orb. Yeah, the orb, well, the orb has got some serious competition. The orb was sitting much lower, so the orb might actually get a little bit up. But someone's got a bit of an ego with the Weller stand. I think we've got a bidder on the Weller stand, which, hey, respects to you, but it seems like we got someone who doesn't like to lose. $38, it's a fantastic piece. It's crystal, right? So when you cut crystal of that size and scope, it is a incredibly time-intensive and skill-requiring process. So a true crystal orb, like the one that we just saw close, is right. It seems like $38 might be a lot, but actually it's quite affordable due to the craftsmanship. You're practically stealing from Bailey if you buy the orb. Yeah, oh, yo. It's not stealing because we got ethics behind this all, right? Okay, we got mad ethics. We've got the cut crystal perfume bottle. This guy is circa 1940s. Very cool, very unique piece. You could put so many other things in here other than perfume. That's like a big flex. That's a big bedroom flex. Hand cut crystal perfume bottle. $690 we're sitting on with the candle, and the cats ran up to $50. I hope someone in the chat is getting the cats for Father's Day with $65 on the French Mermaid pedestal bowl. That is a interesting description, but it is a interesting piece to accompany it. Made of brass, I presume. I'm pretty sure. Glass top, hand blown glass, Baroque style. Very unique piece. That's kind of like a good hallway. You enter your house, $65. It's a big flex on everyone who visits your home. Good close on that one. We got the Waterford Crystal candlestick holders going for $32 now. And I am going to take another water break very shortly. 4 inches tall. Crystal candlestick holders. Again, it's like the crystal ball, right? Crystal takes a lot of craftsmanship to be able to produce. And it looks like we've got to the most... The camel's up to $760. That's a $760 camo right here. So we've got amber and camel. We got a lot of items desiring competition in this auction. It's up to $810. That's an expensive camel. That's more than a real-life camel, I'm pretty sure. That's the same price as a real-life camel. I think $810 you're paying. So the camel price. So the Weller umbrella stand. I have been curious about this the entire time. $485. 10 seconds left. And $490. There we go. We got a petty bidding war going on here. They keep making each other wait till the last minute, and it is hilarious to watch. Whoever wants that umbrella stand, we got 2 bidders on the umbrella stand, just like getting angry tonight for sure. Getting mad angry sitting at the computer, but we appreciate you participating nonetheless, because the fun of this process is watching how the ups and the downs go. Are they going to let the Jardiniere go? So they gave up. They're like, if I'm going to pay $500 for the umbrella stand, I'm going to give up on the Jardiniere. All right, I respect it. I guess someone's quitting. Someone's quitting the bidding war because the umbrella stand just went up to 5 as well, so. What? How did I miss this? $990 on the Jaguars? What the bugger? Originally retailed MSRP for $10,000. We highlighted this at the beginning, but $990, and it just got bid up again. I gotta refresh. $990, that just glitched out. The high bid doesn't even know how to react to how good this is doing. $1,000 on the Jaguars. $1,000 Jaguars. Oh my gosh. Someone pulled a France. I gotta watch my mouth on that one. I am streaming for other folks. Again, this is water, guys. This is just my hilarious solo cup that's the same size as my head. I appreciate it. I think it's a good gimmick. Chaz, we are on the cusp of greatness. Shouts to Acorn Auctions Hamilton for having such a fantastic curation of products, with $135 closing on the Severus crystal sculpture and the crystal cats closing for $50. But my gosh, $830 on the camel, $500. We got some petty bidders on the Weller umbrella stand. I am so curious. That thing's going to drag out to the end of this auction. It's damn near looking like it. And we've got $1,000 on the crystal vase. Oh my god, it makes me hurt about every crystal vase I've sold previously that I didn't know what it was. I'm glad it's going to find a good home, and I'm glad I have friends in my industry that now know how to appreciate these things. We've got a English crystal and sterling box about to close for $32, and the Georgian sterling chalice was also one of the high competition items at the start, but now with a lowly $255. Does not nearly look like as much of a competition as a Jaguar vase closing for $1,000, but $255. If it's already run through this long, I would be surprised if. There we go, Chad. Hey, it's almost like I know what's happening. I know how to read these now. We got another bid in. We got another bid in on the Georgian chalice. I just couldn't. It's too much. I'm about it. We bout it. We bout that life. We bout that bidding life. Georgian chalice running up even further. We got a minute left on the $1,000 vase. What other big ticket items do we have coming up? We have a lot of good, notable, cool items. We've got the Little Red Riding Hood piggy bank. I guess it's not a piggy bank, but it's a charming character. It's the wolf in the sheep's clothing, right? We got the wolf acting all cute, adorable piece. That is more of the classic examples you would find in an Acorn auction, such as this Paragon Schnauzer teacup. This teacup, I want it just for the schnauzy, but I don't drink tea that often, right? I want a hand painted Schnauzer teacup so bad. Where's the Jaguar? What? Did the Jaguar glitch? Why is the Jaguar down to 830? What? Someone must have pulled out. 870? I think it's glitching out because they're doing so well. I'll have to ask Acorn about that. Why did the Jaguar go down all of a sudden? I think someone got banned from the bids. Yeah, I think an account must have gotten banned if it ran down like that. But no worries, it's already back at 1,000. Not a problem. Oh, 1,100. Oh my gosh. That is very intriguing. Something happened there. For sure something happened there. I'm going to have to ask that. That's kooky. I wonder what happened. A minute left on the umbrella stand. I'm too personally invested in this umbrella stand. Then we'll look at some of the cheaper stuff. Not cheaper, lower bidding price. Let's make sure we add some respect on that name. You know what I mean? This Weller, we've had a lot of petty competition over this umbrella stand. Every single time this thing gets down to 10 seconds on the umbrella stand, someone drops another bid. Considering we're on the closing process for that, for the fishy with the lippy and the Georgian chalice, The chalice got a last minute bid as well. I think the fishy with the lippy, I see the fishy with the lippy closing at 205. That fair. It's an adorable fishy with a lippy. It does have it's got a lip issue, so it's fair. But 10 seconds left on the Weller umbrella stand that's had people bidding at the last second just to cause some grief. Did someone quit? Did one of them quit? Someone quit. Did they quit? Wow. Wow, that one was lasting forever. Oh my god. $500, $200 on the chalice. Still, there's $1,500 on the Jaguars. Wow. My god. My god. I'll let Chet answer that. I'm not instigating the degeneracy, but I will not ban you from instigating the degeneracy. We have the camel, about to go for $940 now, the second most contentious item. And we have the Cadbury Victorian chocolate box. Now I can start to look at other stuff. That Weller umbrella stand was just like someone was being a petty little boy over that. We had a petty little battle. Petty little last minute battle over those guys. We've got some watercolor paintings coming up as well. Ooh, watercolor paintings that have competition with. This is Edna Hibble signed lithograph. This one we looked at the beginning. This was the one that stood out to me as well, just because of the flowy patterns on it and the limited run of that lithograph. And we have $28. What is this? The R.C. Hellard signed watercolor. It is Alasso, the church from Station Plaza. Painted in 1922. So again, another 100-year-old true antique, okay? We got $1,500 on the crystal vase. We've got $940 on the camel. The English plates set of 8 about to close for $28. And we got another bid on the Cadbury box after I looked at it. So I'm glad you guys appreciate the little things just as much as I do. Pair of antique Chinese. I was struggling to say that word before. I did look it up, but I forgot how to say it. Cloisonné vases. Beautiful little pieces. Great amount of detail to them. We got $18. We've got the Jaguars running it up to $1,700. Sometimes, Chad, you know, it's about creating your own fun, you know? I'm already creating a certain type of fun here. Now you need to create your own fun as well. It's like a good parenting lesson, all right? And we've got the jade carved urn at $90 with 4 minutes left. So it means we've got a genuine amount of competition going on for it. And we've got the huge porcelain Buddha statue. Classic Buddha. Big Buddha. Very cool, very unique. Love the boods, gotta love the boods. Sitting on top of a lovely lotus, as described by Acorn Auctions Hamilton. I want to remind everyone, very close, we only got 48 items left in this auction, but you can still participate through the link in the chat, and we are now looking at the glass camel closing for $940 with 15 seconds left. Not anymore. Got bid up, and it looks like they got so much money running through here. It looks like it's giving me glitches with how much the dollar amounts are, because the camel was at, this was at $940 and it just didn't update the time. $1,800 on the Jaguar vase. Shouts out to Acorn Auctions Hamilton, paying their rent with one vase. That was a good pick, and it is definitely going to a good home, considering the original MSRP was $10,000 originally. That means they did have the expert eye to be able to find that piece, all right? I want to remind you, it is not luck. It is an immense amount of skill, practice, and experience that it grants them the ability to find these truly, truly one-of-a-kind pieces. We did look at this jade urn before. We've got the Asian tea cabinet. We've got the Japanese hand-painted scenic vase. And I like to see the subtle things, right? Like we just looked at the huge porcelain Buddha together, and someone wanted the Buddha. So glad to see it, glad to see it. I'm stoked for y'all. The teak and rosewood cabinet / cupboard features two, sometimes referred to as an opium cabinet. How small is it? 20 inches by 14 inches. Cute little piece. 14 bucks. Big steal. Another one of those, like the craftsmanship. For such a little miniature, like, decoration piece. Beautiful. Chat, you could put your Gundams on that, and that would look awesome. You could put all your Gundam tools in there. Done. Japanese hand-painted scenic vase. Signed on the neck and stamped on the bottom of the vase. $6 for another incredible, like, little piece of history. Very scenic, very beautiful. I absolutely adore it. What are we looking at? We've got $18, $940 on the camel. We've got the Cadbury chocolate box closing for 28 bucks. The pair of Chinese vases closing for 22. We've also got the Edna painting that I seem to keep returning to. Sorry, lithograph at 44 buckaroos. I presume that both the camel and the vase are going to get more competition. If people desire it this bad, they're going to drag it on. And the carved jade vase is the one that I am also surprised doesn't have more bids on it. Does not have more bids on it. $95 at 20 bids. This guy got a bid not too long ago. So someone's distracted. Someone's distracted by something much cooler, much more. But you're what? 1,000, 2,100. What is this auction? Yo. Everybody praise Acorn Auctions for being fantastic with identifying truly unique pieces and identifying all the buyers, y'all watching this video, participating in the auction that appreciate these items. God chat. PG chat. I know they're just as excited. We're all just as excited as you, but PG. That's 2,400, 1,100. Wow, I'm like a little speechless. You took it, shut me up. It legitimately shut me up there. Now we've got some Ganesh and Lakshmi. These guys, I think, actually came from the estate that we were selling from. Chat, there you go. Put your usefulness in here. Marching into madness. Lakshmi. Is it Lakshmi or Lakshmi? And we've got the Ganesh bronze statue about to go for $22. Decent prices. Again, it's like the crystal. A lot of craftsmanship went into those. So it looks like they just got another bid. Both seem to be right. $3,000. $3,000 on these Jaguars. If they go back to their original MSRP, $3,000 on the Jaguar. 11 inches by 8 inches. It is, again, made by La Ligue France and numbered to 997. So this is technically a piece of art. Again, the craftsmanship in this is incredible, and this will last. When was this made? It was a long time ago. Like, this thing would outlast your family, you know what I mean? So it's reasonable that it's getting this much competition, but wow. Bro. Jesus. It's distracting. It's hard to focus on announcing the other stuff because I'm too excited. We got the pair of brass urns about to go for $16. I'm glad that the Hindu figures are going for a decent amount, $11, $22 respectively. We also have a black marble Buddha coming up. But you know what caught my eye previously is this lampshade, this beautiful, beautiful little vellum painted lampshade for $5 buckaroos. My gosh. Like this Patty, my business partner, has slowly convinced me to become enamored with lamps. I'm not 100% sold, but that lampshade is one that I would want as well. We're at $1,100 on the camel, and we've got the Buddha out of ivory closing for $75, which I was pretty sure is sourced sustainably. If not, it is a historical piece, so that is just like an antiquity. It's okay to have ivory that was already harvested. My gosh, we've got some big ticket items closing, and man, I thought the amber, you're willing to spend $3,000 on a vase. You won't buy a piece of history amber for more than a rack That's fair. But lilac, $1,300, $4,000 respectively. We're looking at $5,000 of items about to close, okay? And now, what's coming up? I gotta focus on the small stuff still, y'all. We can come check in on the big battles, but there we got small battles to still fight. And this is Sai Baba. I feel like I'm butchering the accent, but Sai Baba. I'll say it more Caucasian just to not offend anyone. White marble statue. Indian spiritual leader. Possible guru. Notable figure. $5. It's still a good piece of art. And we've got the blue fire labradorite Ganesh carving. Labradorite is also something I need to commit to my memory because I've seen this material many times over. Did not know what it is. Very cool, very lapis-y in the blue tones that it's able to emit. And I love this final photo that they have here with the set. What's getting bid up like crazy? We're at $4,000 on that. We're at $1,300 on that. We got some more bids rolling in. We got some people interested in some things today, y'all. $22 on the Japanese enamel vase. So let's check that out. Let's see. This guy, it's got a heron on it. It's from 1930s. It is actually probably a stork, so let me correct myself. Couple of storks delivering babies, maybe? Baby delivery storks. Japanese made, not American, not due to the fairy tales, you know? We've got the antique Chinese vases closing for $30. I still really like this Asian tea cabinet with also aka called an opium cabinet, and it looks like the Royal Salinger huge pewter bowl also getting some attention. It was one of the higher ticket items as we started this night, but I did not expect it to run this high, and it looks like Acorn Auctions is doing so well that it's slowing down. I'm having troubles loading stuff. Shouts to them. That's a congratulations on its own. Hybit is like, what's going on? We can't do this. What's happening? Let me refresh the main screen to make sure I'm not missing things. Okay, there we go. Yeah, it's wild. Doing so well I can't load items. It's a lot of traffic y'all have. Again, wow, big thumbs up to Acorn Auctions Hamilton. They do ship these things all across North America, so do not forget that. This piece was inspired and created in collaboration with the Victoria and Albert Museum in London. It references the 17th and 18th century style design of crafting pewter. Again, pewter is one of the more malleable materials. So it's like the poor man's silver, but then as time went on, it's like more accessible, right? So if you're like middle class, you have a lot of pewter materials just simply because they look great, they last long, they don't have any carcinogenic effects, and you can put beautifully ornate patterns in them. So you still see a lot of like little pewter jewelry made in the modern era. With 32 items closing, we've had a very contentious auction today. And I am so glad I was able to join all y'all throughout this process. And it looks like some of our Ganesh statues are getting a little bit more competition. And the sets are now Wear Antique about to go for $13, which is a very reasonable, very fair. The pair of brass urns about to go for $17. We've got the Aron Yana original watercolor closing at $28 in 4 minutes, so there's still some time to get in here on this 1996 painting of Indian surrealism. I do love it. I do enjoy it. $190. We got the brass urn. We've got $190 on the pewter is what I meant to say. Apologies for jumping ahead. Looks like we did get another bid on the vellum painted lampshade, which again, y'all, is what gets me excited about this job. 10 inches high by 18 inches in diameter at the base. A shade only. Got Ganesh painted on it. I am so curious about the material. I guess that's something that I should have done in the proofreading notes. It doesn't... Looks like it's such a fine version of linen. Ah, man. I'd love to replace my lampshade with that. That would be beautiful. If only. If only. $5,600. $5,600 on the Jaguars. Hitting 50% of their original MSRP. $1,300 on the Glass Camel. And we've got the Ganesh Brass about to close for $34. I am just so intrigued. How many camel fighters do we have in here? Do we got a camel battle going on today? I will scroll down after I see if people want this camel enough to put in another bid in the last 25 seconds. I think it is a beautiful enough piece to discern that amount of competition. But do you? But do you, the bidder? Do you want the camel this bad? 14 seconds left. Oh my God, we're at 5. 5. Camel closing at $1,300. She gone. Very reasonable though. Very reasonable price for that Art Deco piece. So let's scroll down to some of the other items closing because we are fairly familiar with these top items right now. We have a Persian painting in an ornate frame. $5. Closing in 35 seconds. It is a Persian painting, artist signed, marquetry frame. Beautiful detail. I actually really like this one. $5, 30 seconds. And it did get bid up, so thank you, chat, for participating. Even with all of the big ticket items drawing in all the attention, I see y'all still watching. And it looks like we've got the mahogany carved peacock box drawing some attention. I feel like that's an easy word to slip up on. Peacock box. Let's not try to repeat that. Get myself in trouble. Closed and closed. Still cool. We've got the Blue Fire Labradorite Ganesh carving sitting at $44 with 45 seconds left, which is a fantastic price for this piece that deserves an immense amount of attention. $44. We've got some competition going on somewhere. I'm trying to identify where. I can hear a battle going on in our midst. $225 on the Salinger Pewter Bowl, about to close. $10 on the hand-carved Indian figurine, which was one of the lots that I sold in an auction previously, so shouts to them for being able to maximize on that. And now that we got someone's fighting for something in here. I'm just curious about what it is. It's the Pewter Bowl and $6,000 on the Jaguar crystal vases. Oh my gosh, man. Congrats. Now, I'm only thinking in thousands now. We got $11 bid on the Persian painting. So again, I'm glad I can show you guys to appreciate some of the finer things throughout this auction. Speaking of which, let's look at the Italian crystal Ganesh. The fact that it's Italian crystal is super intriguing. Royal Crystal Rock. That's a good Ganesh. That's a great Ganesh, if I do say so. I like the amount, again, the craftsmanship. This would be incredibly, it would be very difficult to create this. That's a cute piece. It is a very desirable piece. On top of the craftsmanship of the other crystal we're seeing today, that is very difficult to create. We got the black marble Buddha statue. We've got the hand-carved Indian figure. The antique Chilamaki. Antique Chilamaki. And offer an antique wash basin. It is a wash basin with a little drain in the bottom. This piece is from the 19th or 18th century. So we're looking at a piece of history here. About to go for $5, closing in 10 seconds. That's a poor price for such a antique piece of history with $5. I'm trying to find these dings is what I'm trying to find. We got the antique Indian hand-forged copper fruit bowl. I want to remind everyone again, the copper bowls and copper serving dishes are supposed to support your alkaline diet. It does supposedly provide more alkaline into the food product that you are eating. The other thing that I found very interesting as I was digging through this, it's exotic animal pelt. I didn't know Acorn Auction could sell these. Okay, this cannot be shipped internationally, so that does indicate exactly what I was suspicious of. So it is a ocelot family pelt, which I found very interesting. I've got my hands on like a sheepskin, and I've got my hands on like a kangaroo skin, but I have not been able to ship them, and I cannot sell them on eBay. So the fact that Acorn Auctions can sell them still does intrigue me. It's a very tricky field, because it's fair. It's supported ethically. But if the pelt was made like 60 years ago, then okay. But then again, you'd have to verify if it was made 60 years ago, yada yada. The support wise, it's very difficult. You have to put a blanket ban on it. Lynx jacket, kind of sick. Also sad because you got cats. $6,500 on the large crystal vase. It looks like it is literally what it will drag out this auction to its end, because the crystal vase is sitting here longer than all of the other items available. He's just dripping in kitties, quite literally. Haha. Okay, that's dark. Speaking of dark, this rare rugby English military India photo. I think it's like the English military team stationed in India, their rugby team. Speaking of dark, I will keep my jokes family friendly and appropriate, but my one thought is, I can't imagine that they had many rugby teams to play against while stationed in India. That would be my one. I won't make a joke about it, just slightly factual. I can't imagine that they had a lot of rugby teams to play against. We got the Tibetan Buddhist prayer lot about to close for $6. The Italian Ganesh, again, he was very beautiful. That's a fine piece of craftsmanship at $42. And thank you, Chad. I appreciate it. Family-friendly content. So I won't make any rude remarks about colonialism and how gross they were and yada yada. Ooh, we got a bid on the Ocelot pelt, and the Jaguars are up to $7,000. $7,000. I think Acorn Auctions just made my yearly income with one item. A rare Coco de Mer. This is $44. This is rare. It was really cool. It's a really unique piece. It's like a double coconut that only appears in one island, the Seychelles Islands. Due to their environmental status, they are protected. So kind of like the pelt, something that you can't make anymore. The photo kind of looks like a butt. But the fact that it has a natural handle, very cool, very cool. And again, everyone, if you're watching this, I do have simulcast on, so I'm on YouTube, Twitch, and Kick. And when you see people write weird sentences like that, they're sending emojis that people can see if they have a certain plug-in to their Chrome browser. So they're not just talking, there's not some gibberish that you're not aware of that the kids speak. $44 on the pelt. The pelt has some competition. The mahogany carved box. Again, mahogany wood is very rare. Hey, Chad, I just find it funny because I imagine if a boomer's watching on YouTube, you're just typing "peepo sad" and they're like, is this how they talk now? So I like to provide a little context here and there just in case, because I've got a wide variety of people that watch me on the YouTubes. Yeah, and you just type it in "feel strong man" and they're like, this is slang now? $8,000 with 5 minutes left. Man, I'm gonna be here till 10 p.m. just watching this crystal vase get a battle going for it. Gen Z kind of talks like that. Hashtag sad. Hashtag the huzz. You're my ball marching into madness. Carved Lakshmi model about to go for $40. $255 on the huge pewter bowl. The pewter bowl, that succeeded my expectations. Well, I'll be honest, the 3 Jaguars did too. $8,000. Congrats to the bidder, and congrats to the battle, and congrats to the auction house. The antique pelt too. Again, it's still good market research. I've been very intrigued because you think they were to retain value, like these antique pelts can't buy them anywhere else. Like, a lot of the market value is usually dictated based on rarity, right? So the fact that you can't find them anywhere else, maybe you can't ship them across borders, but there's got to be a collector. And then ethically, it's what I said before, like ethically, if it was already produced in the early 1900s, then I think it would be okay to trade it. But I also totally legally understand how that would be the most insanely difficult process to verify. Like, if someone sends in that ocelot pelt and you're like, trust me, it was harvested in the 1920s, the TSA agent isn't going to know that. Acorn Auctions wants to puke. So they're just as excited and tense as I am. That's. Hey man, you heard my reactions here, Acorn. You heard my true reactions. You're gonna have to apply for that HST number soon, eh? Oh my God! Another one. Who is this? You have to, whoever wins this item, you have to be like, I need you in every single one of my auctions. Like, please come to every single one of my auctions. That has to be your next. Camel, like, I was already impressed and very happy with what you guys were walking away with, but talk about a premium auction. Acorn Auctions, I'm losing my little bit of my professional demeanor because we're so close to the end. But talk about holding like a premium auction. You hit the nail on the head for premium, it seems. And again, good eye. That Jaguar, MSRP at $10,000 back then. Geez, like, yeah, I guess inflation, counting for inflation, if it was $10,000 40 years ago, it would be like $2,500, like $20,500. So it's still like half of its original MSRP. But the fact that people know what it is and are willing to spend the money on it. If we're really here that long, then I'm going to end up looking up what Lalique crystal vases are to get some price comps. And the pewter bowl is about to close for $255 with 31 bids, which is good, fantastic. That's what we're talking about. You can't expect every item to go for $8,500. And the antique exotic animal pelt. Again, one of the biggest moral conundrums. I just ran through that rant. It's just like, yeah, I think you should be able to sell them. But also the people who are deciding if you should or shouldn't be able to sell them, it's also fair that they don't want to do the work to see if it's the right one or not. I'm not going to expect my guy at the post office to be an ocelot expert. You know, that doesn't seem fair to the post office guy either. Okay, well, if we're here then, so we got the exotic animal pelt. We'll see if the whale in this frickin' auction is going to put another bid in. We got some fighting going on. I'm going to look up Lalique crystal vase. Maybe on eBay? What are they, like... I'm going to have to do some research off stream, I think. How do you... Okay. They are. Here we go. The actual art websites. Okay. Wow. Man, I really need to... These guys? I would pass these over. Oh my gosh, I need to learn more about vases and crystal. Oh my gosh. Let's see, my car, that vase is the same price as my car. That vase is more than my car. So let's just type in history of Lalique, and then otherwise now I know what to look out for when I go picking, thanks to Acorn Auctions. History of Lalique glass. Lalique is a French luxury glassmaker. Okay. So it's just a French luxury. How to date it though? So it's just been a company that's hundreds of years old then. 1888. 1888. So that would also make it incredibly difficult. So it's like more intense than a painting. That's so intriguing. $8,500. And shouts to Acorn coming in earlier saying that they're going to puke. I would be puking if I saw this. I know that in the self-employment hustle, me at Acorn Auctions, we've all been having a heck of a month or two. 2025 has been very fruitful, but also very challenging. So I am so glad you're reaping the benefits. Hell, even when I was editing your auction, I did stop. I looked at this one. I recalled this one, but wow. Thank you for following. Thank you for following, Vic. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. We're at the end of this. If I'm correct, this is the human that I know in person. You missed the auctioneer version of me. You missed the speedy talking version of me, but Elise might have helped you with that. But shouts out to Acorn Auctions for the fine eye. I want to remind everyone that they do these auctions on a monthly basis, okay? So we do ship all across North America. And since they are on HiBid, it is their own individual platform, and you deal with them directly. In contrast, I host my own monthly auctions where I do these auction reaction streams as well. And in fact, I have one coming up next week. But my auction pickups are local to Toronto, Ontario. With 8 seconds left, 7 seconds left, we have one of the biggest auctions I've ever witnessed close at 8,500 buckaroos. Hot damn. Hot damn. Hot damn. Golly. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Look at this. I'm kind of speechless. I am kind of fucking speechless. Good job, Acorn. I'll give you all the praise in the world in a moment. That's crazy. That was insane. And yeah, no worries, y'all. Thank you for all of your patience. And again, I guess I didn't even take in that credit. I helped with the proofreading. I actually did contribute to the back end of this auction. Oh my gosh. I don't think we even need to review this. I think we're all adequately stoked on how much this all went for. Lessons learned are Acorn Auctions Hamilton is really good at picking out their items. Look, by far. That's intense, man. That's so intense. No, thank you, Acorn. The chatbot, perfect time. Thank you, Stream Elements. If you want to follow them, that's their main Instagram page. They've got a couple others because they, just like everyone in this reselling industry, they've got their hands in many pots. Thank you, Marching into Madness. Thank you for all the passive viewers. I know I got a couple of the lurkers from my video games and DGen folks. I am sincerely so grateful that I've got like such a wide variety of supports through all the mediums, right? That y'all will hang out with me as I do eBay stuff and hang out with me as I play video games, and then at the same time you'll drop in as we do these incredible auction closes that it's another one of those like head down, you keep working, and wow, these things pay off. Acorn Auctions blood pressure is peaking. Yeah, I would highly recommend, Acorn, that you like take a breather. Like before you have to do all the admin work, like go for a walk maybe. Have a bath? Have a bath is probably too long, so probably get some fresh air. I would be freaking out. I was freaking out. I was freaking out, and it's not even my auction. That's I was literally freaking out with you. I'm very glad that I could participate in the process. That's wow. Like, I looked at it, I'm like, yeah, this is an item. I could see it going. I comfortably saw $1,000. I thought that would be fair. Holy crap. And then the other items, like the amber went for a lot. The camel going for like $900. It's a pricey camel, bro. I know what you're gonna do. Yeah, Marching in Madness. PG. We need blood pressure tips, not make fun of Bailey time tips, okay? Just for a different stream. I've just got PTSD from being bullied by y'all, okay? My mind didn't go anywhere. You remember, I am a PR expert, a PR professional, so my mind didn't go anywhere. My mind went to risk management, alright? Oh, well, it is too late. I gotta kill that stream element spot. Sorry, y'all. You guys missed out on that. That fantastic auction was done. That's off now. Okay, y'all. Just like Acorn Auctions, I don't know how to desensitize myself from this. I'm just as worked up. That was exciting. I really I'm so grateful for everyone who's participated on this journey of exploring this style of content with me, because A, it's hype, it's fun. I like to be able to provide this service to other folks who have the same amount of passion for this reselling that I do. And it was really enjoyable to participate with Acorn Auctions on a consistent basis, and let alone to see it pay off for them to this degree. Man, I always complimented them every time. If you've watched a couple of these streams, if you've watched these videos in the future after they're posted to YouTube, you would have seen how I'm constantly praising their ability to curate a finer selection of items that are true antiques that are really valuable, in contrast to my entire estate clear outs. And that was a distinct example of how that is the truth. So shouts to them. Man, I don't know how to close this one out. I'm gonna have to give a little ramble. Usually I give a whole ethical ramble and then we check out the prices, but there's nothing to learn about. It was just good. They just killed it. They just did fantastic. What do I say out of this one? Say we the best. We the best. I got no critiques. It was well curated. I guess I'll try to. That's okay. Let's try to we're gonna try to critique for about 5 minutes, and then I'll do my outros. Well, I was gonna use the journalism questions just like you. So what did we learn? What did I learn? I learned to not be so pessimistic. Like watching this auction and announcing it, I learned to not be so pessimistic, that sometimes you can find that $10,000 piece and you're like, it's never gonna sell for that much. I'm never gonna get the buyer. And on the right night, the right buyer comes and it goes off. I've also been pessimistic about the competition, like max sold versus high bid. And I know the importance, like me and Patty in our own auction endeavors have very much been identifying we have to build an audience off of max sold and then go to high bid. And this is making it obvious that this is what needs to happen. Am I happy? Yes. I'm happy because I participated with Acorn in this entire process. And again, we've both been having a hard time. Life has been kicking our butts. And Acorn, they're two lovely people that I am happenstance. Again, shouts to Patty. It's another group of people that I met through Patty, and he's got a good radar for good folks. And I was like, I really enjoy these people. And then they saw this form of content that I was creating, and they believed in me. They asked me to collaborate with them. And even as I started this stream being like, here, it's your sleepiest announcer ever. Even with my little hiccups, they're still down. They still collaborate. I again supported them with proofreading this time. So what I'm happy about is I'm happy that I'm contributing to the right people that deserve it. So I'm so glad that I'm popping in with Acorn Auctions, and like so many other routes I could take in life, and then even it's like a couple hours well spent, you know? Are you going to change your inventory? Are you going to change your inventory based on this auction? You'd be surprised if you saw the warehouse. We got a lot of vases. we got a lot of vases and glassware. If anything, let me double check. Let me scan my head. I am okay with this inside baseball. Me and Patty have been going back. We were brought up in terms of like our business sense and where we're setting up our auction house, right? And we are content with max sold, especially with the estate clear outs. We're clearing out a lot of junk. It's a lot of junk. So kind of max sold is very helpful for all the generic crap we're selling, right? We have both been very much leaning towards, we have very high end, like very, very high end stuff. We've both been kind of leaning towards, we should give it to Acorn here in manageable bouts. Previously, things have been not communicated well between the duos of us contrasting. So it's like rather than us just like showing up with a whole bunch of stuff, then maybe what this is highlighting, then we go, here's 20 really good things. And so that it's not overloading them, but evidently they're also very successful at what they do. So as we've been like trying to meander where to sell the high-end things, it's like that idea is seeming the most efficient, but that is for a talk to be had in private between the two parties eventually. Either way, our warehouse is a bloody disaster. And we got enough to dig through. The ones I can't let go of in our warehouse right now, we've got tube radio cabinets, so like the big old school 1950s radio cabinets with the tube radios in them. And it's like, that's Patty just wants to run it through max sold auctions, and I'm like, these are like literally, they're a couple grand. Like these are like, they sell for $6,000, but they're so big you can't ship them. Good luck finding the guy in Toronto who wants to buy a tube radio cabinet. It's like this, the eternal catch-22 of supply and demand of like the item retains that much value, but where are you gonna find the buyer? And those are the ones that we're really trying to evaluate what to do with these tube radios right now, because they're so cool, they're so rare. But we got, who do you sell it to, right? The other one is we've got stained glass that are like from a church. We've got an entire church's worth of stained glass. It's easily, I think it's $20 worth, $20,000 worth. Patty thinks closer to like mid-tens. I definitely, 20,000 is what I would ask, because good luck, an entire church's worth of stained glass. Finding the antique version of it, mad expensive. Good luck paying an artist now to make an entire church's worth of stained glass and not pay $20,000, because that's at least 4 to 6 months of work. They're going to want half a year's wage minimum to create that. Like, stained glass takes forever, and it's a very difficult process. So there's got to be like a hipster building developer that we can sell them to that's going to put in the antique glass, but I digress. So in terms of changing my inventory, it would be reevaluating the relationship of what we push towards Acorn, who are clearly, demonstrably, the experts of finer things, versus me and Patty sell fucking everything, which I'm okay with. It was my vision for it too, so it's not like he dragged me into it. Me, ethically, I wanted to focus more on helping people be able to eliminate waste and find things a good home, right? But thank you for the journalism questions. That was helpful. That helped with my vibe. I appreciate it. Shouts, everyone. I gotta give big credit to the chat. Although he tries to poke my buttons, and he tries to get me going down bad routes during our PG stream hours. I do appreciate the insightfulness when it truly matters, and I do not take that for granted in the slightest, okay? Oh. Evidently, by the cracks in my back, I would say it is time to go. If you've liked what you're seeing, I want to remind everyone the best way to support, I've said it endlessly, is to subscribe to the YouTube channel, okay? I'm really building towards monetization because once we do that, this content portfolio will only expand. Like you've seen this live stream, you really enjoy it. Imagine if you could watch how hyped that entire thing was in 20 minutes. A quick 20-minute video you can watch at home and get just as excited as me and Acorn Auctions was. Right? I could even do a voiceover. Like there's so much potential out of these different types of content that I'm creating, that reaching that monetization point on YouTube, as soon as it hits that mark, that money, I'm paying an editor immediately because I can get this snowball seriously rolling. So you tuning in, you participating, you dropping a thumbs up on the video, you following is the top tier way to help boost me up right now, okay? So, thank you very much there. I misread one of the chat questions, sorry. I thought you resent another question. So, best way to support is on YouTube. Acorn Auctions Hamilton is a fantastic duo. I've already praised them enough, so I won't go through it too much again, but they do run their own hybrid platform, and they do a superb job at curating the finer versions of antiques. And I really, really admire working with them, and not only is it a learning lesson for me, part of the reasons I do these live streams is to create an engaging learning experience for y'all to be able to participate in seeing how cool their stuff is too. I do stream on a consistent basis. I've been lacking a little bit about the past week and a half. My personal life is kicking my butt, but we'll be back to it this coming week. I definitely will have another VHS conversion stream coming up, and I will be doing more eBay work, as well as closing my own auction. I probably won't have an $8,000 item in it, but some really cool stuff nonetheless. Okay, so thank you everyone. I appreciate it. Again, drop that sub on the video. Whenever you drop in the chat again, if you see someone with the handle Marching into Madness, be sure to bully them, and be sure to tell them how much you like Bailey and how much you think that Marching into Madness should offer me more compliments. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Bye, Acorn. Thank you, guys. Y'all are sweethearts. Y'all are fantastic people. I love y'all. Thank you. I had a great time. So much of a great time. Okay, bye. We're hitting the stop.